Hi, it's Pastor Craig, and we're coming with our next night of our daily devotion, and we're dealing with faithfulness and the 2 Timothy chapter 2. And I'd like for us to look at verses 14 through 19, and it reads as follows. Remind everyone about these things and command them in God's presence to stop fighting over words. Such arguments are useless, and they can ruin those who hear them. Work hard so you can present yourself to God and receive His approval. Be a good worker, one who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly explains the word of truth. Avoid worthless, foolish talk that only leads to more godless behavior. This kind of talk spreads like cancer, as in the case of Hymenaeus and Philetus. They have left the path of truth, claiming that the resurrection of the dead has already occurred. In this way, they are turned some people away from the faith. But God's truth stands firm like a foundation stone with this inscription: The Lord knows those who are His, and all who belong to the Lord must turn away from evil. And the basic, simplest explanation is faithful in standards. We all have things that we are willing to stand for. And those are based on standards. Those are based on convictions. And what this is leading us is that we have to build a standard, an excellence, that we're faithful to God and to His Word. And I like how it says, work hard so you can present yourself to God and receive His approval. And so this is where you have to build that standard of working for the Lord and all that you do. That's faithful. That's what the faithfulness that God is looking for within our lives. And I believe that we're at a place now in our lives where there's new normals that we're learning. There's some things that we're getting a little bit comfortable in doing and understanding, and that became a standard. It's the same principle for you and I within our Christian walk. It takes time. But as you create that standard, you need to abide with it. You need to hold true to it. You need to make sure that you don't compromise it. And otherwise, you can fall victim to something, much like this virus. If you let your guard down and you don't pay attention to rules, there are things that can be repercussions because of it. And it's the same thing if you let your guard down, your standard down, the one that you've allowed to be set in your life, it will cause repercussions. So I want to encourage you. That what is it that you've set as a standard, and should it be raised? Should the bar be raised? Should you realize that there's greater commitment that you can give to Christ within your life, within your conversation, within your lifestyle, within your conduct, within your relationships? These are all things that God is looking for us to deal with when it comes to a faithful standard within our life. Hey, I want to pray with you, because I do believe that we all have some area where our faithfulness can be elevated to a new level. And I believe that the only way that's going to happen is where we realize that we need to, as the Word of God says, work hard so you can present yourself to God and receive His approval. I want us to pray to you. Father, I ask, Lord, as we come, and once again, we ask for you to give us strength and direction in our lives. And I want to thank you so much, God, that your Word always points us in the right direction for the moment within our life. And I do believe, God, that in new standards that are being created in society and in life and how we handle things, so it is with us in our walks. God, we have to rise to new occasions and become better stewards of what you've given us. And that is the simple principle of life. You gave us a new life. We must now appreciate that by how we live and what the things that we do. And I ask you for blessing over your children, Lord, as we look forward to growing and being developed in you, God. I pray for blessing over them. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make His face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you. May the Lord turn His face towards you, and may He give you peace throughout this week. Hey, God bless you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night as we do our final devotion for the week. And then once again on Sunday as we have our service. And then before we go, just want to send thank yous and good reports. My brother is home. I received a report of good news that he's home and released from the hospital. I want to thank you once again so much for your prayers. It sounds that the results that we were looking for were in God's hands all along, and we trusted Him. And I just want to thank you once again. Hey, God bless you. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.